Did you know that the average American household wastes over $1,500 a year on food they never eat? Or that we throw away 80% of the clothes we buy within a year? These numbers are shocking, but they reveal a big truth. Most people spend far more than they need to without even realizing it. Frugal living isn't just about cutting coupons or buying cheap things. It's a lifestyle shift that helps you save money and find true value in what you spend. The beauty of frugal living is that it leads to financial freedom, not by deprivation but by making smart choices. In this video, we'll uncover strategies that go beyond the usual, spend less, advice. We'll talk about the power of community, how to use time to save money, and why patience can be your biggest financial asset. By the end, you'll see how frugal living isn't just a trend, it's a path to real wealth and peace of mind. Ready to unlock the secrets of financial freedom? Let's get started. Chapter 1. The Secret Formula. Value over price. Many people think that frugal living means constantly buying the cheapest option, but there's a big difference between cheap and valuable. A common misconception is that spending less is the ultimate goal, but smart frugal living is actually about choosing quality over price. For example, spending a bit more on durable shoes may seem counterintuitive at first, but those shoes can last for years, saving you from buying multiple pairs in the long run. A 2017 study by Consumer Reports found that people who invest in high-quality products spend 50% less on replacements over 5 years. The trick is recognizing when it's worth paying more for something that will last longer, especially for things you use often like appliances, furniture, or clothing. A great quote that sums this up is from the millionaire next door. Frugal people understand that value is not necessarily measured by the price tag, but by how long the purchase provides use. This is the heart of frugal living, focusing on long-term value, not just the initial price. Another good example is food. Bulk buying can save money if you're careful. Purchasing basic ingredients in larger quantities can cut costs significantly. But the key is making sure you're not wasting food. Studies show that Americans waste about 30–40% of their food supply each year, according to the USDA. Buying in bulk is only frugal if it's managed wisely. Chapter 2. The Power of Minimalist Spending. Declutter your budget. Frugal living isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. One of the most effective ways to embrace frugality is by adopting a minimalist mindset. This doesn't mean you have to throw everything away, but rather focus on what truly adds value to your life. Think about your budget as if it were a closet. If it's cluttered with unnecessary items, it's hard to see what really matters. A minimalist budget means cutting out expenses that don't contribute to your long-term happiness or financial goals. A 2019 survey by the financial app Clarity Money revealed that 68% of people had subscriptions they weren't using, yet continued to pay for. From gym memberships to streaming services, many of these expenses are forgotten, but they add up quickly. Minimalist spending also means being strategic with your purchases. Instead of buying into trends or seasonal deals, you're focusing on what you truly need. People often spend money on wants that lose their appeal over time. For instance, research from the Journal of Consumer Psychology found that experiences bring more lasting happiness than material possessions. This is why, when you declutter your spending, you're not just saving money, you're shifting your focus to things that genuinely enrich your life. An easy strategy to start with is the 30-day rule. When you feel the urge to buy something non-essential, wait 30 days before making the purchase. This pause often reveals how much of your spending is driven by impulse rather than actual need. Before we continue, subscribe for more awesome content and let's get back to it. Chapter 3. Time Rich, Cash Smart. Leveraging time for savings. One of the most overlooked strategies in frugal living is recognizing the value of time. Time can be as powerful a currency as money if used wisely. Learning to swap time for money, or leveraging your time to save, is one of the biggest secrets of frugal living. For instance, instead of paying someone to do a task, try doing it yourself. The American Institute for Economic Research found that households who invest time into DIY projects can save up to 20% on average. This can be anything from basic home repairs to gardening. While hiring a professional might be faster, using your own time is often more rewarding, both financially and personally. Plus, you gain a new skill that could save even more money down the road. Speaking of time, have you ever thought about how much time you spend commuting? The U.S. Census Bureau reports that the average American spends about 27.6 minutes commuting one way to work. That's almost an hour a day. Now, if you live closer to work or find remote opportunities, that's time and gas money saved. More time at home can also mean fewer temptations to spend money on things like eating out or convenience purchases. Another way to leverage time is through meal prepping. Spending a few hours on the weekend preparing meals can save a lot of money on takeout and help you stick to a budget. A study by Harvard Business Review found that individuals who planned and cooked their meals in advance saved up to 25% of their monthly food costs. It's all about being proactive with your time, so you can make smart financial decisions with ease. Chapter 4. Eco-friendly frugality. Saving money and the planet. Frugality and sustainability go hand in hand, and one of the coolest parts about living frugally is that it often leads to a more eco-friendly lifestyle. Many people don't realize how much money they can save by adopting environmentally conscious habits. Take something simple like cutting energy costs. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, sealing drafts and improving insulation can reduce heating and cooling bills by as much as 20%. That's a win for your wallet and the planet. Another eco-friendly strategy is buying secondhand. Thrifting, garage sales, or swapping items with friends can save you hundreds of dollars each year. Plus, you're reducing waste and extending the life of products that might otherwise end up in a landfill. The Ellen MacArthur Foundation found that if everyone bought one used item instead of new, we could reduce emissions equivalent to taking 500,000 cars off the road annually. Upcycling is another trick frugal people use to save. Turning old furniture or materials into something new not only prevents waste but also saves a significant amount of money. You don't need to be a pro at crafting, either. Simple projects like repainting or repurposing items can make a big difference. According to the Lazy Environmentalist, Americans throw away 12 million tons of furniture each year. Upcycling just a fraction of that can save hundreds while adding unique flair to your home. A great quote to capture this mindset is from Zero Waste Home. Refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, and rot are the 5 R's of sustainability, but they're also the pillars of smart financial decisions. Chapter 5. Wealth and relationships. Sharing resources for big savings community is one of the most underrated resources when it comes to frugal living. Sharing resources with friends, family, or neighbors can drastically cut down on costs. For example, instead of buying a tool you might use once a year, why not borrow it? You can reciprocate by lending out items you own. This type of community sharing isn't just good for your wallet, it builds stronger relationships too. Tool libraries are becoming more common in many cities, allowing people to borrow items like lawnmowers, drills, and even sewing machines. According to the New York Times, joining a tool library can save an average household up to $500 annually. It's a frugal win that also reduces clutter. Another way to save through relationships is by forming or joining a food co-op. These groups allow members to buy groceries in bulk and split the cost, often reducing food expenses by 15–30%, according to the National Cooperative Business Association. You also get access to fresh, often locally sourced food, which is healthier and more sustainable. Carpooling is another form of resource sharing that can save hundreds of dollars in fuel and maintenance each year. The American Public Transportation Association reports that carpooling can save the average commuter over $2,000 annually. Plus, it's a great way to reduce your carbon footprint and make new connections. A community-driven mindset isn't just about saving, it's about creating a support system that helps everyone thrive. As the saying goes, it takes a village, and in the world of frugal living, your village can be a huge financial asset. Help us reach our goals by subscribing and staying updated with all our new content.